Emotions are extremely powerful. Have you ever been in love before? Like when you're in that honeymoon stage, you kind of do things that you don't usually do because you're feeling this high level of love. And we have to realize that when it comes to emotion, it can influence us to feel and act a particular way, which is not in alignment with what we want. And so when we're feeling negative emotion, how do we deal with that? Because it actually takes us in the wrong direction. It takes us to channels and directions and paths that don't necessarily align with what we want. So how do we deal with that? Let's get started. Hey greatness, it's Gavin here from Wake Up Fulfilled. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a subconscious mind specialist. We're going to be talking about how to deal with emotions. Emotions are extremely powerful. Emotions applied with thought creates our reality. And so we can have an idea for something and then we're going to have an emotion that goes with that. That's what's going to create it into our reality because it will put in the energy in motion, energy in motion. Okay, the emotion is the feminine. And so when it's birthed, right, when it's in the feminine, it's very hard to stop. Okay, now things usually start from the thought. Okay, it starts from the thought and the way that you're thinking. The thinking is like the sperm, the heart energy is like the egg. And so as soon as the thought becomes a strong emotion, now you're going to move into behavior and action. Okay, so the key thing is to realize that the more you can become aware of your thoughts, the quicker you can navigate the thought process to invoke different emotions. So let's say something happens in your reality. Let's just say like someone comes home from work and they're really upset or they're like in a mood or whatever it is. Your first reaction might be, oh, they're in a mood. Again, like blah, 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 whatever it is. Now you're allowing the ego to sway you into specific thoughts and thought processes, which lead to specific emotions, which leads to specific outcomes and responses. Most likely reactions and responses that you don't necessarily want. And so you have to tell your mind, hey, we don't think like that. We don't think like that. Okay, someone comes home, they argue, they're like in a mood or whatever it is. Choose how you would like to think about it. Don't take it personal. Don't think it's about you. Don't play the victim, right? How can you think positive about the situation and change it? The key thing, first thing, you need to be aware, okay, of the way you're thinking, okay? Awareness is very powerful. One of the number one practices I think a lot of people should do is just learning to be more aware, being more in the present, being more in the now, or doing meditation where you're becoming aware of your thoughts, mindfulness meditation, and detaching from the thoughts, disassociating from the thoughts so that you become the awareness of the thoughts. All right, and the more powerfully you can do this, the faster you'll change your life because now you're developing the muscle to become aware of thoughts, and so you're constantly aware of thoughts, knowing that you're not them, and directing the ship, becoming the captain of your ship and directing your mind to positive outcomes. Okay. And so when a negative thought comes in, I like to use it as a trigger. And it's almost like I'm at the point now where I feel a little bit of negativity in the body or in my mind or in my thinking or whatever it is. And automatically my being just wakes up and realizes it. So I could be just automatically going through my day and there's a negative thought. Boom, I will just wake up and realize I'm thinking negative right now. Switch. Flip the switch. Okay. What can I focus on? What would I choose to think? Who would I choose to be in this moment? Okay. And as I begin to do that, my train of thought starts to change. And one of the things that I would say is really? Are you sure? Are you sure? And so I question that train of thought. And then I start thinking positive or thinking of the outcomes that I want and start feeling the emotion of that. I set the intention to feel a specific way about this specific situation. The mind tends to make assumptions a lot of the time. And so it does that based on history, right? The way that things have been before. But people change, experiences change. And so because the mind has evidence of how it's been before, doesn't mean it's going to be like that again. And so we tend to have this idea on who people are. For example, on my one-on-one sessions, I don't necessarily turn on the camera. I don't turn on the camera when I'm working one-on-one with someone. I'm just like on the phone with them, so to speak. They can't see my face, I can't see their face. And so what happens is I notice that my mind comes up with how they look, what the room that they're in look like. Like I make all this stuff up in my head. My mind tries to construct what's going on automatically. It's not like I'm trying to do it, it just does it. It starts assuming stuff. And this is what the mind does. Okay, it assumes stuff before they happen. This can create a lot of anxiety because, again, the mind, all it's trying to do is designed to protect you, and so it's always looking for scenarios and the way things can go. And so when you have someone come home from work, for example, and they are upset or whatever it is, the mind's going to automatically run into past assumptions, past evidence, and all of these things. But guess what? That past evidence is based on how you felt, right? How you're feeling or how you were feeling at the time. And so if you felt differently about it, would you be perceiving this coming home from work moody in the same way? Or would you be perceiving it in a different way? Chances are you'll be perceiving it in a completely different way. And because you perceive it in a different way, your emotions are going to be completely different, and you're going to approach it from a different way, which leads to a different reality, a different outcome. And so we have to realize when it comes to dealing with our emotions, we're going to deal with them by understanding that we need to become aware of our thoughts. Okay, that's the first step. Now, what if it's too late? What if you've been thinking negatively and then you realize, oh, it's in my emotions now, or whatever it is? So if it's in your emotions and you're feeling a certain way, and you're feeling bad, or you're going through a bad time, and you're going through challenges or whatever it is, now you have to process that, right? Now you have to talk to the emotion and have a conversation and give it new solutions and new outcomes. And when I experience negative emotions, I go into them. I don't avoid them. I don't try to push them away. I don't fight them. The reason we have these suffering and negative experiences more intensely is because we feed the emotion. We feed the negative emotion by avoiding it, by pushing it away. And so it kind of impacts. It looks as if you're not focusing on it, but because you're avoiding it, you're focusing on it. Because you're suppressing it, you're actually making it stronger. And the key is, when you go into something, it can't survive. When you go into something and you feel it more and you embrace it more, it can't survive. Okay, so what I tend to do is I just close my eyes and I focus on where the energy is in my body, or the emotion is in my body, and I feel it more. I feel it more intensely, and I amplify it, and I feel it and 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 feel it. And if you do this long enough, it just goes away. Okay, it goes away. Now, I understand there's some very, very strong emotions, which are more traumatic. Okay, if they're very traumatic, then that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different ball game. It's not like a quick fix. Okay, traumatic could be a breakup. Okay, you finding out someone cheated on you, finding out bad information about someone had an accident or whatever it is. These are traumatic situations. These are things where your body is in fight or flight, and it's very hard to get out of that particular energy. And you don't want to try and fix that necessarily, or try and deal with that in that way. What I would say to that, at that point, when you're at that extreme level of emotion, is to breathe. Okay, breathing is very important. Get your body back into the parasympathetic nervous system. So you can do 5 breaths in, more than 5 breaths out. Okay, so 5 breaths in, more than 5 breaths out, or just 5 breaths out. Okay, 5 seconds I'm talking about. 5 breaths, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And you can put the tongue to the roof of your mouth as well. Just calm down your system and get you into a parasympathetic nervous system to relax your being more. All right. One of the best ways I've found to deal with emotions is just communicate, to talk to someone, to get a coach or a therapist, or talk to a friend or a family member. Communicate. I need help. Okay. Use those words. I need help. One of the things you can do if you're afraid to communicate this challenge or problem to someone is say to them, hey, I got something that I need to say. Are you in an emotional space to handle what I'm about to tell you? Are you in an emotional space to hear like bad news or blah, 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 or whatever? Like, okay. So you know they're good and they're ready, and then you can able to talk to them. And that's being considerate about their emotions as well and their emotional state. One of my friends, she's like, I got bad energy right now, I can't talk. She'll pick up the phone. I'm in the bad energy right now, I can't talk. It's not about me. She's just like, I don't want to give you any bad energy, so we're not going to talk right now. Okay, which is really cool. I like that about her. And that's how we want to be. If we're in a mood or something like that, you don't want to be bringing down other people. You want to make sure that they're in a good state, so that they can help you if they need to help you. But yeah, asking for help, saying I need help, is one of the things that we tend to stay away from. A lot of us need help and need, compassion and love and someone to communicate with. And so you can seek that out through going into mastermind groups and stuff on Facebook and Facebook groups and Reddits, and there's so many different ways. There's like this website called meetup.com where you can go to like free classes to meet people. There's so many free things available for you out there when it comes to dealing with emotions. And obviously you can hire coaches and mentors and courses as well to help you with that. But there's always help out there. And whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, shouldn't be dealt with by yourself. You should be having support and learning from other cells. All right, cells communicate, right, in your body. Cells communicate in your body. That's how your body works, and that's how your body functions at its highest capacity. When things are not working in the body, when things are not communicating in the body, then we have dis-ease. All right, that's when we have problems. And so you don't want to become a dis-ease. What I mean by that is you don't want to become a low vibration in the system of what we call the human race. Okay, we want to be functioning by communicating our needs, and then the white blood cells are going to come and kill those germs, right? And so you need to communicate your needs. Communication is so important in our community. Communication in terms of listening is quite good. I think speaking is very hard for our community in terms of like speaking our truth, being in our authenticity, and doing things like that. And so don't be afraid to ask for help and get help from people. And when it comes to getting help, know that you don't need to be fixed. Know that you are whole and complete, and that you're seeking help just to have an extra tool and guidance to help you on your journey. All right. So yeah, that's how to deal with emotions. One thing you can do as well is use Ho'oponopono. I found that to be really powerful. You focus on the emotion inside of your body, wherever that is in your body. You find the emotion in your body and you just repeat the Ho'oponopono on it. Okay, so say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And watch as the emotion shrinks down into nothingness. Okay, and don't push it down. Don't try and suppress it or push it to change or anything like that. Allow it to change. Allow the emotion to dissolve into nothingness. Okay, it's extremely powerful exercise, and will shift the emotions very quickly. Okay, so yeah, that's about it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got any questions, leave the comments below. I answer your questions every Friday. And I recently launched a new program called Neutrality Shifting Life Mastery, which teaches you how to reprogram your subconscious mind on all levels, how to deprogram and reprogram your subconscious mind using the power of neutrality shifting. We help you get into more action orientated, getting rid of fears, becoming whole and complete, feeling that sense of confidence and empowerment to really take action. Also, we work on the laws of the universe. We work on creating your reality, altering your reality through the subconscious mind, and literally changing who you are on a personality level so you can radically change your life. If you change yourself on a personality level, it's game over, right? You start behaving differently, and so that leads to new results in your reality. So you would like to learn more about this, to see if you qualify, get your free subconscious mind diagnosis session at neutralityshifting.com. There'll be a link above or below this video. And remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Peace.